I want to be a speaker, I want to be a thought leader in what I do. But when I started, I had this thing of...
What was the thing?
Look, even doing the podcast, I'll always going to be thinking, what kinds of questions did I ask? Was my posture okay? Did I get the point across?
Yeah.
Did I do too much? Did I do too little? You're right in saying that there's vulnerability, but then they're getting past it. Because I don't know how many videos I've shot and I said,
And that's okay. It's okay to say this is not the value that I want to give. Quality of work. But if I don't want to post it because you're scrutinizing yourself so much, and I call it the saboteur voice. There's a saboteur voice and a sage voice. Saboteur voice still kills, destroys.
Okay.
Think about business. If you don't take that first product out and you get feedback, you're never going to take anything out. It's the same in speaking.
Yeah.
You can't go back and okay, how do we fix it? How do we make it better? That's the sage voice. So it's your heart posture, it's your mind. But if you're like, oh, I did bad all the time. I did bad, and there's no good at all.
I see.
There's room for improvement every single time.
Welcoming Bulelwa Ndaba, right? The way I know her from social media when I first came across her pages, when she was cleaning her glasses like this, and she would say, what if the thing that you are scared of doing? No, you know what? I'm not going to do it. I'm going to hand it over to you. Bulelwa, thank you so much for joining the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
I'm very excited to have this conversation with you, and I think it is a very powerful conversation that needs to be had because you are a public speaking coach, right? Communications coach. Tell people why it is important for them to listen to you because of the work that you do.
Because in order to be successful, you need to know how to speak. And if you don't know how to speak, you don't know how to make impact. And you don't know how to make moves in the industry that you are called to make a move in, right? To make an impact in. And I help you get there because I've done it before and I'm doing it now. So I'm a speaker and a speaking coach. I've been a speaker, I've been a performer actually, because that's where my history comes from. Since literally, you know those corny when they're like, oh, I've been singing since I was 2.
Yes, it was before
Right?
I even started learning how to walk.
But I was performing from a very young age, but I've been coaching for over 10 years and I've been running my business for 6. So listen to me because I get things done and I make sure that you are speaking on great stages and that you are being effective while doing that and connecting to your audience authentically while doing that. Yeah.
And somebody who's watching this is probably an entrepreneur. Majority of our viewers are entrepreneurs, small business owners. Some call themselves hustlers. You know, for someone who would say, Bulelwa, but I'm a very quiet, reserved person. I'm an introvert. You know, I feel scared when I have to stand up in front of people to talk. Yes, you can say that because you've done it since you were 2 years old, but that's just not who I am. What would you then say to them?
Yeah. So being quiet and being reserved, being an introvert doesn't take away the power of your ability to speak. Being an introvert, this camera?
Yes.
Being an introvert does not take away the power of your ability to speak. You have an opinion, right? Communicate it. No one is saying that you should be extroverted in your way of communicating because we're all different. It's like music. There's jazz, there's R&B, there's hip-hop, there's rap, there's gospel. And we listen to pretty much all of them and they all have a different effect. So the way that we speak to people, just be authentic to yourself and know that when you are speaking as an entrepreneur, when you are selling, when you're sharing because you're a thought leader, when you're sharing your thoughts because you're a thought leader, do it with that in mind. It's not about performing, and speaking is a performance, but it isn't a putting on this great show pretending to be someone that you aren't. Yeah.
And how do I know what I need to speak about? And I'll ask it from the perspective of I'm a business owner. I just want to sell this product. I just have this business. Why do I have to speak?
Why did you start the business? You were solving the problem. We speak to communicate the problems that we're solving.
Okay.
So if you created this product, they created this product because there was a problem that they saw in the market, right? Talk about the problem. Even when we are speaking to our audiences, and I like to call them guests, because we can get into that a little bit later. But when you're speaking, you're solving the problem. You're not just there to, oh, here's my product, buy it. But maybe the problem you have is that the cups that you used to use don't remind you. I don't know what Le Creuset's story is here, right? But what is the problem that they're solving? That's the thing you're talking about. Or if you're an entrepreneur, you're sharing your story, but you're sharing your story because you're solving the audience's problem. You're not sharing your story just because you want to be heard.
And I think people, when they think of public speaking, they think standing in front of a stage, talking to 1,000 people in the room. Is that what public speaking is, or?
That's one form of public speaking.
Okay.
This is also public speaking.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, take us maybe through the forms of public speaking that are there.
So, okay, let's break down the idea. So, yes, there is that, like, oh, public speaking has to be this grandeur, this huge thing, right? However, public, human, person, outside of yourself, speaking. There's intrapersonal speaking and interpersonal speaking. Intrapersonal, speaking to self.
Okay.
Interpersonal, speaking to another person. So for me, any moment that you are speaking to another person, you're selling, you're informing, you're guiding, you are encouraging, you are influencing, you are educating. That's an opportunity to do public speaking. So we don't always wait for these huge stages, you know. Being on social media, turning on your camera, public speaking. Speaking one-on-one in a meeting, public speaking.
Okay.
So it's not always about these huge stages. And I like to change people's minds about that, to say, don't wait for those stages either. Take your speaking seriously just with one person that you're communicating with. Yeah.
And then how do I take it seriously? I can easily say to you, but Bulelwa, I can speak. I'm here. I'm speaking to you. Why do I need coaching to just speak then, to switch on my camera and just speak, or to tell somebody why they must buy my cup?
So one of the big ways and the big reasons is you need the coaching. Firstly, I don't just coach you on the skill of public speaking, but I coach you on the ability to speak authentically the way that you speak. Right? That's number one. We do a lot of, remember I spoke about interpersonal communication and intrapersonal communication. I start with interpersonal communication because the way that you communicate with yourself will impact the way that you communicate with other people.
Okay.
Right? If you're speaking down at yourself, if you are undermining yourself, if you don't understand the value that you have in your own life, if you don't have internal self-awareness and confidence, it's going to show up everywhere.
Makes sense.
Right? So we start there because speaking is a personal thing. And then we go to the training and the coaching. You might know how to speak, but you might struggle to land your message.
Okay.
You might have great ideas, which a lot of African entrepreneurs do. Amazing ideas. Landing the point might be challenging. So I have one thing that I teach as planning fundamentals. How do I get to the point of my message from the moment I hear that I've got a speaking opportunity to the moment I actually execute? And I take you through an 8-step process that I even go through. Every single time I've got a speaking engagement, I go through that process.
Okay.
I also coach storytelling, which is super big for me. Like huge. How do we use storytelling to make impact with the people that you are called to make an impact with? Yeah.
I like those two, that you've got a planning that you do before you are called into a speaking engagement. I'm very guilty. I don't have any plan. I didn't know that I was supposed to have any plan.
Have a plan. And here's why it's important to have a plan. Because when you're speaking, you're trying to make an impact.
Okay.
So you have to consider, the same as with, people, you do business.
Yes.
Will you just sell the product? Will you just sell this to everybody?
No.
You won't. Who's the target market? I can have one keynote speech, but different audiences will receive it differently.
Okay.
Because who's the target market? Who's going to be in the audience? The way that I speak to Kifilo, who's in business, who's an entrepreneur is going to be very different to the way that I speak to a student.
Or somebody who's in corporate,
Or someone
for
who's
example.
in corporate. And it's not about judging the people that are in the room. It's about understanding the people in the room. And making sure, again, that you are serving them.
So it sounds like we are almost like, oh, I've got to go pitch or I've got to go speak, and then you just wake up and on the day you just go.
Yeah.
And do you think that is what translates to people then feeling like I can't stand in front of people and speak? I feel nervous when I have to speak. Is it because we lack the preparation? Do you think the preparation would play a role in easing of that fear?
Absolutely.
And what are some of the frameworks that a person can use to prepare for any speaking engagement or public speaking that they have, now that we know public speaking is not just on big stages? And then what is storytelling? So those are the two
questions.
Yeah.
So the framework, so I'll give you, because I remember I spoke about the 8-step process that I use. I'm going to give you the first step that I do with all my clients.
Yeah.
I call it the GUTS dump. GUTS is an acronym for G stands for guests. Like I told you, I call my audiences guests because for my clients, sometimes audience gives this like them and me.
Oh, us
So
versus.
when you think about guests, aren't you like welcoming to your guests? You give them coffee, you clean your house, everything is nice. There's a relationship with guests. So one of the things I do is, what is your relationship with the people that are in the room? What do you think about them? Whether you like them, whether you dislike them, whether you love them, do you know what I mean? What is your perception of the person that you are going to be speaking to? Because if you don't manage that perception, it's going to manage you.
Sure.
That is the first thing I do. G stands for guests, right? What is your opinion about the guests? And then what are the facts about the guests? And that could mean they are 15. They are 50. Because if you're just on a whim, you're like, oh, I'll just get there. And you actually don't realize that 1,000 people scares you, or 200 people scare you, or even one person scares you. It's going to make you fumble.
Okay.
Right? Then the U is for the understanding of the topic. What is your opinion? So I always go, what is your opinion, belief, or understanding of the guests, the topic, rehearsing, and the actual performance that you have to do? What are the facts about those things? What are things that you need to research? And then there's this amazing one that I say, God. It's a column called God. Don't touch it, because God moments can happen.
Okay.
Right? But, and I want us to double down on this opinion one. There's a difference between an opinion and a fact, right?
Okay.
So what is your understanding about a topic? Because Gifilo, if you do this podcast over, it's an entrepreneurial podcast in business, and you do it over 10 years, if I ask you that question later, you might actually be bored, and you don't even realize that you're bored of entrepreneurship. But you keep showing up here, and you show up with a weird attitude, and you ask bad questions, because deep down you're actually bored and you haven't interrogated that.
That's so powerful.
Right?
I think I'm a little bit guilty of, not necessarily the podcast, but I think of certain areas of my life with the work that I've been doing. Because there are moments where maybe I have to go somewhere, I have to do something, and automatically I'm like...
Exactly. So they'll say, Gifilo, please come talk about business. And you're like, oh, God.
Yeah.
But if you don't deal with and dealing with it means acknowledging it exists, acknowledging why you're bored. Because then if you acknowledge what you're bored about, you can change the strategy. You can say, guys, I'm bored of this thing. Now you get to find a different way, a different angle into the same topic, that especially for entrepreneurs, brands, because we sell the same thing.
Yeah.
Same product, right? I mean, even corporate actually, because you're doing the same thing. So interrogate that. And then what are facts about this? A fact is, it's not your opinion, And another thing I must say is that when it goes to guests, there are some, I call them high stakes audiences and low stakes audiences.
Okay.
You might not know why this person freaks you out. Every time you see this caliber of person or this type of person or this number of people, you get anxiety. But because you haven't said, actually, Yazin, this type of person makes me nervous. Why do they make me nervous? Or maybe it's the education. Maybe it's the way they speak. Maybe it's where they come from. But if you haven't interrogated that, it's going to be threatening to you. So that is one of the biggest frameworks that I have. This is the first step that I do before I even teach you the techniques of speaking. Let's deal
with the inner.
With the inner. And that is even rehearsing. Some people hate rehearsing. Some people love rehearsing. Some people over-rehearse.
Okay.
And that also will cause you like friction. Because you rehearse so much that when it's time, when things change in the future, let's say you at an event, they said you've got 60 minutes to speak. Now you have to change it to 25. You have to know how to shift. But if you've over-rehearsed and you want to stick to the script, it's going to be a mess.
You know, before you came, I never thought I needed a public speaking coach. But with everything that you are saying, I feel like this is what I would need. And I think this is what a lot of other entrepreneurs and business owners would need. And I think this is an element that I teach entrepreneurship. I'm a business coach, but I never think of it from the angle that you are speaking from, right? So let's just say typically I need to go and pitch, and I've gone through this, you've got like an 8-step framework. And I'm sure if people are very curious and they want to learn about it, that's when then they'd have to reach out to you, because you can't give out all your cards, right? So I come to you and I say, okay, I have to go and pitch. I'm a business owner because this is the most popular one. Let's take pitching and maybe doing a short 30-second video of your business on Instagram. What are the assets that I need to have in place for me to be able to communicate? What is it that I want to communicate, considering what I am saying, how I'm saying it, you know, how I look? What would it have to look like for me to say I'm prepared?
Yeah. So first and foremost, who are you pitching to? Because the way that you pitch to investors is going to be very different to the way that you pitch to a business partner. It's going to be very different to the way that you pitch to your employees, because we pitch to them all the time, right? And so that's the first thing, again, target audience. Then it is, I always believe in story. So use story. Use story. Whether you're pitching the story of how far your business has come, or the story of your finances. People don't realize that you can tell a story in finances. So use story. And use it from the get-go. I'm not a fan of starting with, hi, my name is Bulelwa Ndaba. That you've lost, if they say, because a lot of pitches, they'll say you've got 53 minutes pitch. That's an elevator pitch. Hi, my name is Bulelwa Ndaba. You've lost me.
15 seconds.
You can say that at the end.
Yeah, okay.
Communicate, there's different types of pitches. There's storytelling pitching, problem-solving pitching, for example, right? Start with the problem. Imagine a world where Africans couldn't communicate. What would that mean for you? What would it mean for your legacy? I've sparked something. Then maybe you can introduce yourself. Hi, I'm Bulelwa Ndaba. I'm a speaker, public speaking coach, and a voiceover artist. I co-create safe spaces for people to thrive. I run a company called YAAP. This is not my pitch, making this up as I go. I have a company called YAAP, and I believe in entrepreneurs using their voices so that they can build legacies. You know? So open up with a story, or open up with a problem statement. And then even when you're introducing yourself, find a creative way to do that. Not, oh, hi, I'm Bulelwa Ndaba, I'm a speaker. Usually what I do with my clients is we go through, remember I told you about the intrapersonal communication. I have them walking away with a personal mission statement. And I tell them, here's how you can introduce yourself all the time. You're not going to say, hi, my name is so-and-so, and this is what I do. And it's okay to say I'm a speaker, speaking coach, that's fine. Another way you can say my personal mission statement is, I co-create safe spaces for people to thrive. That gets us into conversation.
I would like for you to do that with me. Let's just say typically I come to you, I'm like, okay, can you help me? Maybe let's just quickly do it as a actual exercise that would be very useful.
No, do you know why?
Just quick. It's not.
No, here's why. I go through your life's journey for you.
Okay.
I take you and it comes from the place of confidence.
Okay.
It comes from understanding your story.
Okay. So it's not like a quick.
No, it's not here's a step. Here's what you must say. No.
Okay.
It's
it's more of like a coaching, psychological.
Not coaching, not psychological. I'm very clear about that because I just study drama therapy.
Okay.
And I have my honors in it, but I don't practice in it. But I'm not healing you. I'm using your life experiences, your story, the things that Kifilwe has experienced. I use that to help you with your authentic voice, because a lot of the time, Kifilwe, we like to shy away from our life experiences. And those very life experiences are the same things that help us authentically engage with people. When someone says, oh, I don't like that I'm from the township, maybe, I don't know. I don't like that I'm from the burbs.
Yeah.
And they try shy away from that. I help you understand and help you see that this thing that you're shying away from is actually going to help you connect with the next person. And maybe even looking at why do you not like it? Let's use it. What does it mean? Because we're humans, Kifilo. Speaking is a human-to-human thing. It's a human-to-human thing.
But why do you think people then struggle so much if it's a human thing?
I think there's vulnerability in speaking.
Okay.
People see you. They see you. Especially in coaching. They see you.
And that makes so much sense because I've been working a lot on putting out content, obviously even with establishing this podcast. I did it because I want to be a speaker. I want to be a thought leader in what I do. But when I started, I had this thing of...
What was the thing?
Look, even doing the podcast, I'll always going to be thinking... What kinds of questions did I ask? Was my posture okay? Did I get the point across?
Yeah.
Did I do too much? Did I do too little? So you're right in saying that there's vulnerability, but then they're getting past it. Because I don't know how many videos I've shot and I said,
And that's okay. It's okay to say this is not the value that I want to give, or this is not what's the word I'm looking for? This is not, what is it when like something is good or bad? The quality of work, right?
Okay, makes sense.
That's okay.
Oh.
But if I don't want to post it because you're scrutinizing yourself so much, and I call it the saboteur voice. There's a saboteur voice and a sage voice. Saboteur voice, steal, kills, destroys.
Okay.
Perfection is not going to work in anything, right? Think about business. If you don't take that first product out and you get feedback, you're never going to take anything out. It's the same in speaking.
Yeah.
So the fact that you are like, actually, you've produced, you can go back and, okay, how do we fix it? How do we make it better? That's the sage voice. So it's your heart posture, it's your mind.
Okay.
But if you're like, oh, I did bad all the time. And there's no good at all.
I see.
There's room for improvement every single time. I go back to my own videos and I'm like, okay, even my own public speaking videos.
Yeah.
I go back and I analyze, okay, how do we make it better? But it has to come from the sage voice. The sage voice allows you to be active. It allows you to be proactive. It allows you to be empathetic and compassionate with yourself. I call it God's voice. God can convict you to say, this was not good, this was good. This was not good, but let's make it better this way. Saboteur voice is going to condemn you. You feel like you suck. You feel like you're not doing good. You feel like other people are doing ABC, XYZ.
Yes.
You feel like, when your voice,
yes.
People don't listen to Tswana.
So you're learning how to speak Tswana.
Hey, girl. Don't tell people.
It doesn't sound like it. Bona, no. Doesn't sound like it. No, you are there.
Come there. Saboteur voice would say, don't ever speak to Anna ever again because you mess it up all the time. Of course I mess it up all the time. I'm Zulu.
Yes.
Whereas sage voice will be comfortable with me like speaking Tswana in front of an audience and they laugh at me and I laugh with them.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's about that heart posture. It's okay to go back and look at your videos and say, okay, how can we improve? It's when, and it's good. You have to keep doing it. That's the only way you can improve. And just let me give you 3 things that you can do to critique productively.
Okay.
Right? I want you to listen to your videos in 3 ways. Number 1 is I want you to read the transcript. So if you can, put it in like a digital audio
Or to
transcript.
AI and
Yeah? Read the transcript. Look at where the words are funky or like, oh, I could have used a better word here to actually describe that, right? Another way is watch the video without audio. Just look at yourself. Look at your body posture. How are you sitting? If you don't like it, change it. If you're like, oh, actually, I don't like the way that I walked. There's a video that I did I was at a speaking event, and we those videos where they shoot and you're walking. So I did that. It was my first time doing it. I said, wow, girl, why are you walking so fast? I said to the videographer, I was like, I look like I'm about to go fight a war.
Yeah.
Because I'm usually always like,
Wonder Woman.
But it doesn't work for that type of aesthetic. So now I know I'll walk slightly slower. Sure. Now I know, right? And then the next thing that I want you to do is watch it. Don't watch the video. Listen to yourself speak.
Okay.
Just listen to yourself speak. And that just helps you read, right? How you speak, listen to how you speak, and see yourself speak.
That's so powerful. That's so powerful. I'm definitely going to start using that because
it out, yeah.
how I look at my videos is, delete, let's try shoot another one. But then I find that then I'm repeating
the same habits.
And what I like with that framework that you're using is sometimes now you get to see what exactly did I not like about this video? And when you're saying that, you're calling me out because every time when I look at the podcast, I'm like, you feel like you could have sat back. And now that you're saying it, I'm realizing, I'm like, all right.
Fix my posture.
You know? So now that we've spoken about the mental battle, and I think what you're talking to is what we call the growth mindset. Like some of us think that we must be naturally good at speaking, having our story, and not understanding that everything is practice. Do you get what I'm saying? What do you have to say to people who've got a fixed mindset that says, I'm not good at this, I'm horrible at it? And how can they transition to the growth mindset to say, look, in as much as speaking is human, we aren't all doing, nobody actually does it naturally. Yeah. It might just be a personality that you're outspoken and you could speak, but there's a particular way in which as you grow into business, you package how you do it, because obviously now going into the market, you're going into a competitive space, you're dealing with 1,000 different personalities and customers every day. How can I then move into saying, I acknowledge that maybe when I speak, I'm not audible. I speak to my, now how can I make it better? I don't have to keep saying, that's just how I am. I'm not good enough.
Yeah. It is exactly that. It is understanding that it's a skill. And there are some people that grow up and they're just really amazing. Like they literally just have the talent of speaking. It's the same way that some people have the talent of running a business. Yes, there are things that you can learn.
Yeah.
But when you just really know how to negotiate, it's this thing that you've got. That's a talent. But even that talent needs to be nurtured. Right? Same with your speaking, riding a bicycle, driving a car. No one was born, I wasn't born knowing how to drive a car, ride a bicycle, but you have to keep doing over and over and over again and figuring out what works, what doesn't. I still have a performance coach because, and here's this is also big for people that are speakers. You might be a great speaker for like 60 minutes. That's your thing. But you don't know how to make the same impact in 15 minutes. Yeah. So you need to learn the skill of communicating and making impact in lesser time. Or you might be good at very short form communication, but let them give you a 60-minute slot. How are you going to fill it? You still need to learn how to navigate that. You might be good at the long form but struggle to pitch. You might be great at pitching but struggle to do thought leadership or, keynote speaking. It's a skill and you keep finessing it. Like, think about, when you think about your business, you want to keep finessing it.
Yeah. Messi's still going for practice. He's still keeping himself fit, but we know that he's great at what he does. I love that. I love that perspective. And also just to close then, if you were to tell, this was your last time where you were telling you in the coaching, public speaking coaching space, and you are now bored of it. And you are saying to people, these are the last 3 things that I would say if you're a business owner, entrepreneur, whether you work in corporate, do these things or know these things for you to become a good communicator. And not to say you won't improve on it, but at least you can get to a point where the basics are out of the way.
3. You're only giving me 3. Okay, let me think about this. Without these 3, with these 3, you will be fine. That's essentially what you're saying, right? Girl, 3. Okay. Okay. Read out loud.
Okay.
Read out loud and do it often. That allows you to know how to play with your voice. It allows you to understand tone, pace, pitch, emphasis, pause. Read out loud. Read out loud to yourself. Read out loud to your loved ones. Read out loud and read. So that one is a 2-in-1. Got you there. I got a 2-in-1. It's a 2-in-1 because reading is, you need to read.
Yes.
You need to read, right? To sharpen your mind, to know what's happening out there.
Yeah.
But reading out loud, again, it helps you with your voice modulation. Because the same way or similar way that we read, we have to know how to speak on stage, how to deliver. So reading is going to help you with the delivery, right? And knowing how to use the punctuation. The book is, the comma is there. You can't skip it.
Yes.
But when we speak, you miss the commas.
Yeah. I remember my high school English teacher used to say, that's a full stop. A full stop means
stop.
And breathe, like.
Yeah.
And then say, when you see commas, 3 commas, it's a huh and a huh and a huh. And I was like, okay.
Right.
We didn't take that very serious.
You're just like, this English teacher.
Yeah.
So definitely read out loud. That's something that I will tell you. I would also say, pray. Speaking is ministry. Words are ministry. Words are ministry. When you use your words, you're impacting. Do you understand what that means? You're using your words to impact people's lives. Even when you're sharing information that you think, everyone should know this.
Yeah.
But when someone is hearing it for the first time, it might change the trajectory of the future generations.
Sure.
Right? When you say something to someone, when you share an idea, that seed that you have planted or the thing that you're communicating might be the answer that they were looking for, that they've been searching for generations. And it came through you. Pray. Go to God. He used word.
That's powerful because then once you've prayed about it and you understand what you're supposed to be saying to make an impact, you start to believe it, like what you're saying in the beginning. If you believe what you're saying, then it becomes easy, I think. Then you would then be able to vocalize it and communicate it to make that impact.
Yeah. And the last thing, this is one I always just drill into people. Speaking is not about you. It's not about you.
You're speaking to me. Bulelwa, you could have just given me a call and said, Gifilwe, speaking is not about you.
It's not about you. When you stand on that stage, you are not the most important person in the room. The person that is there to listen is the most important person in the room. And a lot of anxiety comes from that. People worry, what are they going to think about me? How are they going to see me? If you decenter yourself and you worry about the impact, or you're focused about the impact that is going to be made, the message is the most important thing. Worry about the message. Is this message landing? Will they understand what I am saying? Forget about yourself. Because when we're so caught up in, what are they going to think about me? Will they like me?
Yeah.
What is they? You can do that before you step onto stage. I would say 3 days, whatever. Even, no, that's not what you're called for. That's not why you're speaking on that stage. You're speaking on that stage to solve a problem. Same like in business. Don't be so Don't take the product so serious. Oh, they're going to like my product. If they don't like it, change it. Shift it.
Simple.
Change the audience. Maybe you're selling to the wrong person. But you don't go like, oh, I'm throwing everything out. Right? But also you make the shifts for whose sake? For the audience's sake.
That's so powerful. I think that's going to work for me because sometimes I listen to the content that I've put like short text section. I listen to it. I'm like, but I don't. But now what you're saying is I'll find that an audience listened and they'll send me a message and say, yo, I didn't know that. Much. And I'm like, you didn't know that, And then now that you're saying that, I'm going to shift to saying it's not for you.
It's not for you.
It's about the And then one last question, then we can close, is then I used to hear people say that they've went for public speaking coaching, and they were told to stand like this when they speak, and then posture, speak and breathe like this. But I always felt to myself, and look, I'm here to grow and open up my mind as well. To say, but I feel like I'm changing myself. I'm changing my authenticity and the kind of person that I am. Why can't I just, because I'm a very bubbly, jolly person. Like, don't ask me to sit and, because I don't have that bone in me. Would it be me changing myself, not showing up authentically if like I have to walk up on stage or anywhere I go and go, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Or how do I then show up naturally as myself, but still communicating in an impactful way without feeling that was not me. That doesn't feel natural.
Yeah. So, with things like that, we have to consider, firstly, the first thing that people see is the physical you.
Yeah.
Right? You can see Kifilo. If you're walking on stage and she's doing this, she's slouching, she's internally externally you are communicating that internally something's not right.
Okay.
Just body posture. However, not everyone walks like.
Yeah.
You know, relax your shoulders. Yeah. Relax your shoulders, relax your arms. So the idea of posture is not about being stiff. Or standing like this. People were told, you must stand like this.
It gives you that boss. I've got this look.
No, like relax your hands. Talk with your hands. Whatever feels comfortable. It's just about watching your alignment. With a car when you're driving and the wheel alignment is off.
You can feel,
You can feel what happens, that you kind of like pull, your car pulls to like one side and you have to so you have to do what? You have to realign. So the idea of posture also just to show, it's about showing your presence without, because here's the thing. I mean, I think it's like, it's a tough one because we pick up very bad habits physically, right? I know that I tend to lean. So when I do things, I lean. When I'm driving, I lean in. Sometimes my video, you'll find me leaning. I hate that. It doesn't look nice. Still doesn't look natural. But it's a bad habit that I've picked up that I have to realign so that I come across the way that I feel internally and with the posture that I have. I don't stand like this on shoulders. Even this is uncomfortable because it actually shortens your breath because you're not, and I call it productive breathing and productive standing, right? Or productive posture. I actually like to call it a productive posture. And it's about knowing what works for you, what doesn't. If you're bubbly, be bubbly. Depending on the stage that you're talking on. Right? I'm not going to come on your podcast, ga, hoodie. It's not my brand. Ga, it's not my evolving brand, right? So think about it that way. You still need to show up authentically as yourself. We're African, man.
We are here.
Yeah, we finesse with our bodies. We're here, and it's okay to be here.
Yeah.
It's about knowing which room to use, guys. This is still a...
Because if I'm going to TEDx, I worry one day if I'm invited for a TEDx talk and I have to...
Can I tell you my favorite TEDx in the world? Is by Gregory Makoma.
Okay.
He's a dancer. Do you know what he did in the TEDx? Danced.
Sure. Simple.
Danced.
That's what he is.
Because
that's who he
was his whole... Please, after this podcast, go watch that TEDx. He came authentically. But when you watch the TEDx's, you can see everyone's body language. It's different.
Okay.
So I think this is this Western idea of like, you must stand like this, you must, you must talk with a whatever voice or, you know. But and that's why I coach how to authentically speak like Kifilwe. Understanding your story. If you have a limp, use your limp. If there's a word that you only, I had a client this one time, she was like, Bulelwa, I don't know, she's Afrikaans. I only know the English, the word in Afrikaans. I said, say it in Afrikaans. And then translate it into English later. Because it happens in books. Like you open a book, here's a word, then they translate it later or write it as a footnote. Use that.
Simple. I love that so much.
Be yourself. Be yourself.
If you don't know who you are, we must come to you to discover.
You know? But it's also about understanding how to play different rooms and understanding the type of communication that you are doing.
Oh, I see.
Still being authentic, understanding the role you play. I think that's a better way to say it. I'm still authentic, but the role I play, the hat I play in this room is this. The hat I play in this room is this.
When I pitch is this. When
the pitch is this. So on and so forth.
Bulelwa, for those that are looking to come get some public speaking coaching from you, which I know I'm going to be one of those people, what products or services do you have for them and where can they reach you? So
I've got one-on-one coaching programs and they tailored depending on exactly what it is that we want to work on with you, your goals. You can definitely hop onto our website, www.yaap, that's yaap.co.za, and then you can book everything on the system. So we'll have a consultation. I have a conversation with you to figure out what your goals are, what do you struggle with, and then how can we assist you in doing that. That's for one-on-one coaching. And then same thing on the website for corporate packages as well, because I do corporate programs with teams.